first place.
Hello YouTube, we have Edwin, and you topped multiple top 4s at our locals here. We just haven't had the time to do the profile, but here we are now.
That's crazy.
And can you tell us what you were playing today? Or I guess what you've been playing.
I've been playing S.K.A.B. S.K.A.B.
Can you please...
Scareclaw, Kashtira, Adventure, Bystial. S.K.A.B.
How many cards is your main deck?
I think it's 41.
You gotta count
I think
again,
I gotta
bro.
go over.
Probably you don't know.
I think I went
You know
over.
the stupid name, you don't know the number.
Let's see your main deck.
Sure. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the S's. All right. S is for Scareclaw. All right.
It's a V, bro.
We got the one Vices. Double Reichardt.
A bunch of the names.
3 Balloon. Or that's Astro, my bad. Wait a second. 2 Balloon.
2 Balloon.
Baloney?
3 Astro. Yeah. Acro.
Arrival.
Two Field
1
Spell.
Twin Saw, 1 Splash.
I'll explain
2
them. I
other
got
field
you.
spell. Alright, go ahead and start explaining.
So I'll start off with the monsters. They basically do nothing.
Yeah, can I say that these are essentially all vanillas, except for these.
This deck is like a worse prank kids, to be honest with you. It really is. But this one, I believe this one is the one that does piercing. Yeah, it does piercing for a Scareclaw monster in the EMZ. Acro makes your Scareclaw monster in the EMZ gain 300 attack for each defense monster you control. And then Astra gives you attacks, the Scareclaw monster in the EMZ attacks up to the number of defense Scareclaws you have. So this one comes up for OTKing. This one does sometimes. And then if you ever need to do piercing damage, you can do this. And that comes up because, of course, the Link 3 puts everything in defense. So, yeah, these are like the vanilla ones, basically. And this is like the actual good one. But for me, I only really want to see it after I've made the Link 1 to search the field spell. So that's why I only play 2 of these. But this one, on special, it searches a Scareclaw spell or trap, and then it draws a card if there are 3 or more defense position monsters on the field.
Okay.
Like I said, you only play 2 because I'm only playing 2 field spell.
Can you explain the spells and traps of this?
Yeah, so Arrival is basically a monster reborn. I only play 1 because it's pretty bad in the current format because of all the shufflers and stuff. But it also has a graveyard effect that if your Scareclaw monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish it from the grave instead. So it's like Balance. Splash, it lets your defense monsters attack, but like that is never why you use it. It's really just to Omni negate. When it's already face up, you can send it from the field to the graveyard as cost, and then negate an effect that the opponent uses. The actual like best Scareclaw card in the deck
Probably
is
the
Scareclaw
best
Twin
card in
Saw.
your deck.
Probably. Well, the best Scareclaw card in the deck, but it's basically Sword Soul Blackout. You tribute 1 Scareclaw monster, and then you target 2 cards the opponent controls and destroys them. But then when it's in the graveyard, if there's a Link 3 or higher monster on the field, you can banish it from the grave, and for the rest of the turn, Link monsters cannot activate their effects.
Nice.
So this comes up sometimes. It's not too good against tier, but against like every other deck, it's really good. And then of course the field spell, on activation it searches one of the crappy monsters. Or Vice and Starfrost, which comes up.
Yeah.
And then if there are 3 or more defense position monsters on the board, you can destroy 1 card on the field.
So you're Mystic Mine out.
It was. But also it modifies their attack as well. The opponent's monsters lose 100 attack defense for each defense card.
Sure. Alright, get these vanillas out of here.
Yeah, we'll get these out of here. So like, okay.
Get him out of here.
It really is like a Scareclaw deck, but whenever you play the deck, you kind of realize that it's actually just like a 1-card engine deck. And like, it's basically how the whole deck like revolves.
So this is the K's, right?
Yeah, so this is the K's, you know.
It's not a K.
It's not too many, but
So obviously everyone knows Fenrir cards. But what does Unicorn do for some people who don't know?
so instead of banishing a card on the field face down, it lets you look at the opponent's extra deck and banish 1 card from it face down. But also instead of searching a monster, it searches a Kashtira spell or trap. And I only play, or just spell, sorry. And this is the only Kashtira spell that's available right now, I think. Kashtira Birth. So Birth basically just lets it be it's like an extender. It specials a Kashtira from Grave or Banish. And so sometimes you just need to use this as a link material to make your Link 3. And then you can just get it back off of this.
Okay.
Also, if you control a Kashtira monster and the opponent activates a spell, you can banish 3 cards from their graveyard. I think it does something like that. That one never comes up, I'll be honest. But yeah, these are really just bodies to put on the board. And sometimes the opponent tries to interact with it and they kind of like lose heart because these cards don't really do anything. But they're nice.
Okay.
Content. For the A's.
A's.
3/4 of the way through, baby. A's for adventure pack.
So this is now adventure part.
This is A.
Everyone
this
knows
is
what these
adventure.
cards do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need me to explain too much, but it's super free in this deck because as you saw, all the Scareclaws are like vanillas. So it just works out really well. I think this is like a perfect deck for it.
Okay. And now we're on the B, right?
Yes, this is B for Bystials, everybody's favorite cards of the format.
Everyone's. Yep.
So, 1 Serener, 2 Druid Worm, 3 Magnamut. Of course, Magnamut's the best one because it can search another one. Druid Worm is nice because it sends a special summon monster to the graveyard, and Serener is just a different name. So, on the off chance that you open up both of these, you need to have a search target, so I just put one.
Okay.
And also, these cards are actually good. Like, as I said, they're just
yeah.
extenders. They're, like, at the worst, they're just extenders.
So that's the Scab.
Yeah, and then because I'm playing 4 different engines, I need to see some consistency. So I play Plot of Prosperity. Nobody ever negates this card, and they probably should.
What?
But nobody negates Prosperity. They let it go. They have the out to it. They just like whenever you get off Prosperity, they want to negate. But
Okay.
I'll
let that card resolve.
This card has never been negated for
I'll
me.
take half damage any day.
Alright, your extra deck.
Extra deck. So I'll start off with the Scareclaws.
So the S's.
Oh yeah, okay. The extra deck's kind of whatever, but Lightheart, he searches the field spell on summon, and then if he's in graveyard while you control Vice's Starfrost, you can special him back, but that's once per duel.
Yeah.
That's like a main extension part. It lets you make Baron sometimes if you get Vices and do that. And then Scareclaw Tryhard. A lot of people actually have trouble with this card, which I was surprised with. It has a lot of outs, but like they just gotta have it, and I feel like a lot of times they just don't.
So what does this card do exactly?
It puts all face-up monsters on the field into defense position, and then he himself is unaffected by the activated effects of defense monsters. It's not great, but for some reason people have trouble outing it.
So Tier can field spell this.
They can field spell it, they can Sulic it, and yeah, then if they do that, then yeah, he's outed. But like, I don't know, the card's like very okay.
Okay.
It's very okay, but with the the K.A.B, the card's pretty good. I'll say that. With the K.A.B, the card's pretty good.
Right.
But also it can special a level 3 Scareclaw monster from grave and then search another Scareclaw monster from the deck. That comes up a lot because it kind of gives you follow up at the end of your combo.
Okay.
And those are the Scareclaws, and then those are some Link 2s.
Generic stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, this extra deck is not well thought out. Half of the things just go off of Prosperity anyway. The only ones that like really matter are the Scareclaws, Dark. These ones don't really matter. Doesn't matter. Sometimes comes up. You never want to banish this off Prosperity unless you know your opponent is like playing a deck that you're not going to need it. But so many people try to make like Avermax with IP, or if you ever went against like an unaffected deck, like sorry about that. If you ever went against like an unaffected deck, you would need this card. Access code never comes up. I've never made it in this deck. Yeah, and then 2 Synchros. You make it with the Vice's Starfrost. What's up?
I was saying Baron and Ching.
Yeah, Baron Cheng Ying. So I prefer to make Cheng Ying because usually like you have the adventure engine online already, so you have your Omni Negate, and then if you have a Bystial in hand with Cheng Ying, like obviously that's really crazy. So that's the reason why I play this card. Usually off Prosperity this one goes, but this one stays, and then all the Scareclaws stay, and Dark should stay. Like at a minimum, you want these monsters to stay. But.
Nice. Well, thank you, Edwin, on your deck profile. Would you like to give me a shout out? Oh, his side deck. Oh,
okay. Yeah, my side deck is not very real, but
I'm sorry.
we'll do it real quick. 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Lightning Storm.
We hate Scab up in Doctor Scrubs, bro.
Mind Control, Change of Heart.
Get it over with,
Featherstorm.
Get it over with.
It doesn't come up ever. I don't know why I
We
played
don't
it.
care, bro.
These, and then this should not be in the deck because it conflicts with Bystials and Kashtiras too much. Like it's not that good.
Okay.
But
No, I'll get it out of here. We don't care.
but
Would you like to give any shout outs?
these cards are good. Shout out to everybody here at Shenanigans. Everybody making the profile with us. Shout out to Scab. Shout out to Anthony because he helped me put the deck together.
Oh.
I think that's all I got. So
All right. Well, thank you, Edwin. Have a good night.
you too.